Okay, today to get you ready for algebra, you're going to learn to solve by y. So you're going to be solving equations. So before we start solving these equations, let's turn your paper over on the back and let's review a few things that you know. Okay, so in the past you have solved for equations. So maybe we had 2x equals to 6. And how do we solve 2x equals to 6? Well, remember we do the opposite. Okay, so multiplying by 2x, the opposite of that is to divide by 2. What I do to one side, I do to the other side. That lets my 2's divide away. So I'm left with x is equal to 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Okay, you know how to do this already. Okay, let's look at another problem that you know how to do already. 3x plus 6 equals to 15. Okay, remember we would circle everything that goes with the variable, and we would draw a line through our equation. Okay, we want the x on one side, we want the numbers on the other side. So the opposite of adding 6 is to subtract 6. And what I do to one side, I do to the other side. That leaves me with 3x is equal to 15 minus 6, which is 9. Then I have another step. To get the 3 by itself, I have to divide by 3 on both sides. So that divides away, and then x is equal to 9 divided by 3, which is 3. All right, so to solve these equations, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add or subtract, whichever is the opposite. The second thing you'll do is you'll divide. And that's going to be the same steps that you do on the other side. All right, so so far this year, the equations you've used have said y equals, and you've just been able to put it in your y equal. Well, this equation doesn't say y equal, so we have to change it to where it does say y equal. It's the same thing as the other equations that you already know how to do. So we're going to do the same things that you already know how to do. So we're going to circle what we need to isolate. We need to isolate the y. So we're going to move everything else to the right. So the opposite of a positive 2x is to minus 2x. And we're going to do it to the other side of the equation. Okay, so these two x's subtract, and I'm left with 6y is equal to. Now this is an x, and this is a number. I cannot add them together. Okay, so I have 2x minus 12. All right, and then I need to divide the 6 away. Everything gets divided by the 6. So 6 divided by 6 is y, and a negative 2/6 will turn into a negative 1/3 x, and negative 12 divided by 6 is going to be negative 2. This is what we're looking for. We're trying to put the equation to where it says y equals. Okay? All right, let's do this again. Okay, so I'm going to circle everything that goes with my y because I'm trying to get the y by itself. I'm going to divide my equation in half. I need to get rid of the 4x and move it to the other side. Opposite of adding x or adding 4 is to subtract 4. What I do to one side, I do to the other side. These 4's zero out. I'm left with a negative 6y is equal to, this is an x, this is a number. I cannot add those together, so I have two separate things. I have minus 4x plus 12. Last thing I need to do is to divide by the negative 6, and I'm going to divide everything by negative 6. All right, so this will divide away. Y is going to equal to negative 4 divided by negative 6 is going to be a positive 2/3. If you don't know that, just use your calculator. And 12 divided by negative 6 is negative 2. This is what I'm trying to do. Trying to get it to say y equals, and then that way I could put this into my calculator with the y equals button. All right, I'm going to do one more with you, and then you're going to do the rest on your own. So I'm going to divide this equation in half, circle everything that goes with the y because I want the y by itself. I'm going to move the x over, so the opposite of A minus 6x is a plus 6x. What I do to one side, I do to the other side. This subtracts away. I get negative 2y is equal to 6x minus 3, because these are two different things. This is a number, this is an x. I can't combine those together. They're not the same thing. Last thing to get just the 1y is to divide by negative 2. This divides away, and y is equal to 6 divided by negative 2, which gives me negative 3x. And negative 3 divided by negative 2 is going to wind up being a positive 3/2. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, you can do this. It's the same thing as what you've been doing. Just do the opposite until you have y by itself.